Mammut makes some amazing beefy jackets, but this new one's something else. This is the Taiss Pro insulated belay jacket. So it may be quite a mouthful, but I've got a lot of things to tell you about with this jacket, and it's super warm, actually probably a bit warm for a day like today. So the Taiss has been built for mountaineering and alpine climbing and things like that. Super warm, really light and really protective. Now, a lot of our staff have been using both the men's and the women's for basically cold weather bouldering. It might not be the coldest today, but we've had some really frosty mornings and some really cold, windy evenings, and this has been really toasty and nice to wear. So the Taiss is super warm, like I've just said. It's a down jacket. It has 850 fill down. I've mentioned loads of times on this channel, but I'll just do it quickly again. Basically, the higher the fill power, the fluffier and lighter the feathers. This allows brands to use less feathers if the fill power is higher to give you the loft. So it's the power they have to fill the void. Obviously, we've got chambers in the jacket and we want to loft them up as lightly and compressible as possible. So 850 is right up there. Not the highest, but really pretty high. Anything above that does get crazy expensive. And also when you put durable, sort of slightly heavier face fabrics on it, they can crush them, so it's about the right level of down for a jacket like this. The down is also called dry down, so it's got a hydrophobic treatment, so it can work much better in damp and humid environments, or if you get it wet in your bag, than old school down jackets would. Mammut have used a box wall construction, so we've talked about this as well, but if you don't know, some jackets come through in what's called stitch through, so obviously you get lines of stitching which make those real obvious baffle shapes. That's great for compressibility, but that does mean you get these cold patches, particularly where the stitching is. Box wall is easy to explain. Imagine a load of boxes stacked on top of each other. That means you get no gaps and really warm without any wind getting in or any hot air getting out. And it's quite noticeable because it's sort of a straight face, not all those big baffles going on. What I really like about the Taiss is the outer face fabric. They've combined two amazing technologies from Pertex to give you the perfect combination of durability and weight. Now those two different areas are really obvious on the black and green one. Don't worry, it does come in full black as well if you prefer. I quite like this. So does Ondra. You see Adam Ondra wearing this? He looks pretty cool. Not as cool as me, obviously. All the black areas are 10 denier Quantum Pro, so that's a really good combination of weight and compressibility, and it's also durable enough for the areas it's been used. But all the green areas have used the Pertex Diamond Fuse material, which is absolutely amazing. So that means on a micro scale, it's just super smooth, been pulled really taut. That gets no little flyaways, that makes abrasion really hard to come by, more weatherproof because it's super smooth and water just runs off it. Obviously, I'm not saying it's waterproof, there's no membrane in there, but it really helps. And the whole jacket has been treated with a PFAS-free DWR. So like we've mentioned many times before, down is the best warmth to weight ratio you can get in these sort of products. However, it doesn't cope with moisture that brilliantly. Of course, it's got the dry down, so it's better than old school standard stuff, but it's still not perfect. So Mammut have thought about that and used some synthetic fibres on sort of hard wearing areas that get crushed a lot and might get the dampest. So that's things like the collar, the shoulders and the cuffs. And that's 120 grams per square metre of insulation. That's quite a lot, so this is a really warm jacket. While I'm on that note, I didn't mention before, but this contains 200 grams of that 850 fill down. So that's more than we have in some of our sleeping bags. And they've managed to get all that warmth compacted into 578 grams for the whole jacket. Now, something to bear in mind with this is they always state the medium size, and I'm normally a large. However, I'm 6'4", over 90 kilograms at the moment. This is a medium and it's huge. It's the right size for me, but I haven't been a medium in a long time. Now, one of the reasons I'm bringing that up is I don't want you to order the wrong size, but also when you're looking at those stats, just consider that this medium is about the same size as a large in a lot of other jackets. So if you're comparing weights, do bear that in mind. Anyway, back to the features, because there's quite a few to show you. We've got the obvious things like a really nice big chest pocket, two super cozy warm hand pockets. Feeling all that down on the outside of your hands is so nice. On a cold winter's evening, it just feels lovely being in there. Internally, it's got those two tried and tested brilliant big dump pockets. This is great for keeping water bottles in if you're high altitude mountaineering, or gloves, things like that. But let's be honest, most of us in the Peak District, we like keeping our rock shoes in there, keeping them nice and warm between goes. If you are belaying with this, whether in the Peak District or in the Himalayas, it's got a two-way zip, so you can nicely stick your belay device out of the jacket and clip back in underneath and be really cozy and warm. Again, there's absolutely loads of down in the hood, so it's super cozy, really warm, swallows a helmet, but comes nice and tight when you're not wearing a helmet as well. Comes with a nice simple stuff sack as well with a clip on it, so if you did want to squeeze it down and clip it to your harness, you can. I actually find it goes in there quite easily. If you wanted to go a lot smaller, you can put it in a dry bag and it'll disappear inside your rucksack. One of the things that's been really noticeable while using this jacket, whether it's me or the other members of staff using it out there, giving it a hard time, is the zip. So many times with a down jacket and all those lightweight materials, you're just snagging it, you've got to be really careful and a bit fiddly. I found this so easy, no matter how windy or horrible it is. It goes up and down, never snags, really easy to do, big chunky gloves on, really cold hands. I actually think that's a real big plus point for a jacket like this. So many times they've gone super light and it's too fiddly, so well done with that, Mammut. I also feel I've got to mention these cuffs. They're lovely, just elasticated, super simple, but they're fleece lined on the inside as well. And on a cold day, that just feels lovely. So whether you're winter mountaineering or bouldering in the Peak District, or just trying to stay warm watching the fireworks, I would definitely consider the Taiss Pro Belay jacket.